And with that, let's move on to Jen, because I think that's a great stopping point. Excellent, excellent scene. I loved that very much. Jen, Kreetha has been seeing the wonders of Waterdeep for a while now. Yes, she managed to eat street food. She was there for the autumnal equinox ceremony with the lanterns in the sky. She managed to absolutely scam a magical items merchant. So I'd like to talk a little bit about a time when Kreetha sees the other side of the city, the side that reminds her that this place is just as wild as the swamps that she grew up in.
Okay, well, okay, so I have thought about it. So I would assume that she would, during a time that Calder was like, I'm gonna go do this, she's probably gonna be like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go to the markets again or something, right? But she gets lost because she is a creature of the swamps, not a big city.
And the trade ward especially, since it's near the dock, isn't neatly organized into a grid. Like, not that any of it is, but there's no grid here. Everything is winding, and it's almost three-dimensional because there's a hill going down to the docks. Yeah, absolutely. It's a nightmare to navigate if you've never been.
So she would get lost and not realize it, and perhaps run into a goblin press gang for a local mafia lord who's not the level of our beholder friend, but is the younger, not the younger, but the lower level, trying to carve his own thing out, and is definitely trying to press gang.
So like a street gang, yeah.
Like a street gang, yeah.
Yeah, kind of a well, you're new around here kind of thing. I don't know what accent I was going for there, but the sort of you're new around here, like
Cockney by way of Houston, apparently.
You gotta pay the toll. You just passed a toll street. You gotta pay the toll. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
You could always work it off. Does this encounter end in violence? Or does it?
I would assume we would actually roleplay the encounter to see if it ends in violence.
That sounds good to me. So
there is definitely the possibility. But I was leaving that for you.
Yeah, you find your way sort of as you're lost again, and at this point you have only been in the city for maybe a few days, and it still has a lot of wonder to it. So when you get lost, you're like, oh, silly Kreetha, and you turn around and try to find something else. As it kind of gets dark,
look at the light and the way it's coming over, these different, because it's a city, so the there's 2-story and 3-story stacked shanties when you get into the bad parts of town, and she has no idea how to tell where she's going.
And it begins to sort of fall. The sun begins to go down, and the lights in the city begin to come up because it is a sort of city powered by magic. So even now there are lights all over the place. Hard to see the stars with all of these artificial lights around now that you're looking at it, and you look up and you're like, I definitely have no idea where I'm at right now. And it's not until you sort of realize you've wandered into an alley that sort of ends in a dumpster, and you turn back around and there's a hobgoblin between you and the exit. And that hobgoblin looks down at you and says, I ain't seen you around here. What's your name?
I am Kreetha, and this is Stinky. Giant frog.
Well, I'm having him look up. I imagine Stinky is up on the alley. Where's Stinky at?
If I may have I don't know, because she would have been riding Stinky.
Give me an insight check, please.
Yes. Okay, so hold on, I gotta move this. Why is your map so nice and clear, but my map is so blurry when I go up deep like that? Because
I don't know.
It's really blurry in comparison. Looks so pretty on yours.
I've got a pretty high res monitor, but I don't know if that would affect it on yours.
I can't imagine it would affect it on mine, but it is me, so
Excellent.
I do not
Absolutely excellent.
have good insight.
So this guy seems really friendly. You notice that he's very interested in your frog, and you think it's probably just because he likes frogs. After all, everybody likes frogs. Obviously, this guy seems like a really nice dude.
Yeah.
And he says, "What brings you to Waterdeep? What are you doing around these parts? Looking for work, maybe?"
I'm helping friend.
Ah, friends, yes. Yes, it's good to have friends.
Yes,
I
yes,
could use
it
more
is.
friends.
Do you not have many? I understand. It's been same with me.
No, I don't. Would you like to be my friend? I'm giving you another insight check, and I really, really
That
hope that
really
you fail it again.
sounded creepy, by the way. That sounded like
I was
things
I was
can't
channeling
mention on
JoJo
Twitch.
villains in that one.
Please don't be like it. Oh, that's much better.
I was kind of hoping, but no. He says
Well,
that.
Kreetha, if Kreetha whipped that one, I would have suggested so Kreetha's convinced he's flirting.
So yes, with a 24, yeah, the way he said friend, like, you're familiar. It sort of triggers a memory. In the area around Chult, it is not uncommon for goblins to vanish. It is not uncommon for goblins to be ambushed by humans or other kinds of creatures or orcs and taken away. And now that you're here, and you weren't looking for that because that's a swamp thing, that's a Chult thing, that's a thing that happens out there, you got away from that. But the way he said the word friend, you got immediate flashbacks to that one time when you were almost captured and taken away from your clan. What do you do?
I don't know if I'd make good friend for you. I'm not here for long. It would be very sad parting anyway. Anyway, I must be going because I do have things to do. And she's like, because she's on Stinky. She has Stinky kind of jump up to like the side wall of whatever shack type building is there.
So
to
he
kind
isn't
of jump around
because Stinky is able to jump up and has a climb speed, if I recall properly. He's able to get you out of there without you having to go through the hobgoblin. He sort of watches you go with a sort of bemused expression, and he says, "Be seeing you real soon, Kreetha."
No, you won't. She's still lost though, which is a problem.
Well, it turns out once you're above the buildings, once you're on top of the roofs, it gets a lot easier to navigate because you can see, kind of like you're at the top of a tree in the swamp you grew up in. The problem is,
Kreetha found the hack.
after hopping from roof to roof for a little bit, you are taken off guard a little bit by a sound of wings, and then like a big clattering right behind you on the roof. And you turn around, and there is an armored soldier with his visor up on top of a griffin.
Oh shit!
And you've seen griffins from afar, right? When you were approaching Waterdeep, you saw the griffin patrols up in the sky. But man, do they look a lot different and more intimidating up close. Like, up in the sky, they're very graceful, like eagles. Up close, you realize that those talons are as big as your hand, and that beak is as sharp as the bolts that you have in your crossbow.
And way bigger than my head.
And way bigger than your head, yes.
I would scream and be like, "Don't eat me!" Yeah.
Whoa,
Yep,
whoa.
that would be the first thing she would think.
Whoa there. Nobody's eating anybody. Nobody's eating anybody. Would you? In fact, actually, Jen, give me a name for the griffin. I don't care about the guy's name. What's the griffin's name?
The griffin is Tadrith, my favorite
Tadrith.
griffin from the Mercedes Lackey novels.
Tadrith would never eat anything larger than, say a small dog. Not that Tadrith eats dogs, but I'm just saying for size purposes, you're quite safe.
Okay,
this is not a charisma main.
2 questions. One, how is Tadrith able to remain healthy on such poor diet? And 2, actually no, that's the only thing I can think of.
You know, I don't actually. I'm not in charge
a
of the
ranger.
nutrition. They have people who are specifically educated to make sure that these wonderful beasts remain healthy.
Pigs.
That's
That's the
very
answer.
good. What can I do for you, Griffin man?
Well, I happen to notice that you and your. Is this a
His
familiar?
name is Stinky. His name is Stinky. He is
Stinky.
strong, yes.
Very well. We're hopping from roof to roof here in the trade ward, and it's beginning to make people a little bit nervous.
It might make sound. Yes, I did think about that. And also he has some shingles stuck to his feet. I was lost, and it was really hard to see from street level. Plus, there was creepy none. But I can get down as soon as I know where I am.
Where are you headed?
What was the name? It's really nice hotel, they call it. In the castle world, they give me lots of really sweet treats and a very nice bath. Stinky liked it too. I just can't remember the name.
He points down at a very clear street about, I don't know, maybe 2 hops away over the roofs. There's a kind of a thoroughfare.
Yep.
And he says, follow that road north. You'll find your way back to where you're headed on that road. I'm sure you'll find something familiar after that. But maybe stay off the roofs, please.
Yes, I can do so. Please tell them sorry about shingles. I cannot fix that. Thank you. Bye. And she kind of urges Stinky, who is not having this griffin, because hawks most definitely eat, amphibians as snacks. So she kind of jumps off the side, down onto the street, kind of hops away.